The 140-pound division is loaded with some great talent right now. Amongst two at the top is Devin the Dream Haney, newly crowned WBC Super Champ after his remarkable display shutout performance against Regis the Rougarou Prograis, and another champion, the IBF champion Subriel Matias, a relentless pressure fighter with extreme punching power who has made his last 5 opponents quit on the stool. These two happen to be the only two fighters in the division running towards all of the smoke, win, lose, or draw. And in this video, we're going to discuss the dynamics of that situation. Let's talk about it.
Welcome to Tough Glove Boxing. I am locked in, and let's get ready to talk about it!
What's good, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Tough Glove Boxing, man. Check it out. So, we all saw Devin the Dream Haney, how he performed Saturday night against Regis the Rougarou Prograis. Shout out to Regis Rougarou. You understand? I hope that you recover from this and become a champion again, right? I got to give Regis his respect because he ran toward the smoke. It didn't work out in his favor, but we got a lot of fighters that are being babysat right now, a lot of fighters that could have ended up or could end up in Regis Prograis' exact same situation. Now, a lot of them are online talking a lot of crap about Regis Prograis, but here's the difference. Regis Prograis took the chance. Win, lose, or draw, he gave Devin the Dream the opportunity, right? Understanding that he could very well lose. And he's not really concerned with protecting his win to loss ratio. Like a lot of these fighters who are claiming that they are the best, but they refuse to fight the best to see if that is truly the case. So, with that said, much respect to Regis Prograis. Losing to one of the best fighters in the world is nothing to hang your hat over, and I truly believe that you'll be back. This is not the last we've seen of you. However, the person who came out on top of Regis Prograis, Devin the Dream Haney, one of the most remarkable boxers that we have in the sport today, an incredibly high skill set, a great IQ, footwork, controls range with one of the best jabs in boxing, and has enough power, especially at the 140-pound division, to keep his opponents respectable. On the opposite end of that now, in recent conversations, we have Subriel Matias, a relentless pressure fighter, tough, balls to the wall type of fighter, just incredible power, breaks his opponents down mentally, physically, and spiritually, usually resulting in them quitting on the stool, and unfortunately even has a body under his belt, being that somebody, in respect to this person and his family, has passed away as a result of fighting Subriel Matias. This made a lot of people scared of Subriel Matias. A lot of people weren't quick to call his names, but now that he's the IBF Super Champ, he can no longer be denied. You do have to recognize him. He is one of the best in the division, and nobody's really been trying to fight this guy. He's called out every other champion, including Regis Prograis when he had the belt, Teofimo Lopez. He's even said he'll go down to 135 and fight Tank Davis. Nobody has answered the call. The only person who's answered the call, ironically, is the person who just became champion, right? Not even 3 days yet. It's not even been 3 days, and Bill Haney is on the phone trying to get with Subriel Matias people trying to make this fight happen. So, first of all, let's give a shout out to Bill Haney and Subriel Matias team talking about it and getting the fight worked out so that maybe the fans can get it earlier next year. Teofimo Lopez claimed he wanted that Subriel Matias smoke, sent them a contract, but, of course, we know Subriel Matias just literally fought a couple weeks ago. So for him to send a contract for him to fight in February was kind of capped, especially Subriel Matias has an injured hand. Asked the man to put it off for about a month or two. I haven't heard anything about news of that yet, so I'm not going to say they turned it down or they didn't, but I do know sending a man a contract when you know he's injured and he just recently had a fight to get back in the ring with you in 2 months makes it seem like you don't want to fight. Now, on Sunday, Bill Haney came out on Fight Hype, I believe it was, and said that he got in touch with somebody who was affiliated with Subriel Matias, and that Subriel Matias team was asking for $4 million, and he felt that he was saying that he was asking that as a guarantee, and he's saying that was kind of pricing himself out of the fight. Now, initially, I'm not going to lie. I felt like, I'm not in nobody's pocket, but I felt like $4 million would, excuse me, give people the excuse to say that Matias was, pricing himself out the fight. But Matias has never struck me as the type that will put money over his legacy. And while he does deserve to be well paid for fighting a big household name like Devin the Dream Haney, I believe that Bill Haney will make him a fair offer, but just $4 million is a lot to ask for up front. Now, with that said, it's also come out, right, from Subriel Matias' trainer himself, that Subriel Matias never asked for $4 million. And in fact, the person that Bill Haney spoke to had nothing to do with managing or promoting Subriel Matias. Now, so I was watching the Boxing Voice. Shout out the Nest. The Boxing Voice is one of the best boxing shows on YouTube, the YTBC. I believe they're also on Spotify and a host of other streaming platforms, right? But anyway, they had Panda on there, who is Subriel Matias' trainer. And Panda was explaining that they never asked for $4 million. They never got any calls or anything like that. However, and they said that Bill Haney had contacted the wrong person. Bill Haney called into the show while Panda was on the phone to address the situation and say, okay, I might have had the wrong person, but I eventually got in contact with the right person, who ended up hanging up the phone on me saying they would call me back, and I haven't heard anything yet. Now, do I think Subriel Matias' team is ducking? No, I don't. Right? At this point, I just think it's a lot of miscommunication going on, and what I can tell you, and what we're going to review in a little bit, because we're going to look at a little bit about what happened on the Boxing Voice, is this. According to what I'm hearing from both sides, this fight is very possible and could very well be the next fight. Could very well be the next fight for Devin the Dream Haney and Subriel Matias. I think it will be a massive fight, especially with Devin Haney finally getting the credit that he deserves, finally getting the limelight and the spotlight shined on him. A lot of people are looking at Shakur sideways. A lot of people are looking at Tank sideways. Tank's team seems to be singing a different tune. Before the fight, all Tank wanted to do was fight Devin Haney. All I kept hearing was how he was saying he's not taking no other fight unless it's Devin Haney. He told Al Heyman, I ain't doing nothing. I don't care where you are, I ain't doing nothing unless it's Devin Haney. This was the rumors that was up in the air. After the fight, crickets. Matter of fact, after the fight, Coach Ford actually is trying to get Devin Haney in the same conversation as Boots Ennis, right? And that's not an impossible fight, but the fact is, you are the trainer of Tank Davis. The only thing that should be coming out of your mouth is either Tank wants to fight or he doesn't want to fight. You understand? At this point, Devin Haney has backflipped over Tank's legacy. And I'm just being 100% real with you. And it's not that Tank don't have the talent. It's not that Tank don't have the ability. It's not that he's not a dog. It's not that he's not a complete boxer. It's not even that he loses to Devin Haney. For some reason, his team just does not want to put him in there with the best. They don't want to put him in there with the best. And I want to apologize for anybody that can hear them cutting the yard out there. You understand? I hope it don't translate too loud on my video. But like I'm saying, so right now, Teofimo Lopez has already ducked Devin Haney. I'm not expecting him to try to fight Devin Haney. He just turned down the Ryan Garcia fight. So probably him and Rolly Romero will be next. But I don't hear no talks about Teofimo and Subriel. And I don't hear no talks about Teofimo and Devin Haney. So that leaves me to believe that these two fighters, Devin Haney and Subriel Matias, right, who are willing to fight everybody, who don't duck no smoke, are going to get in the ring and share the square circle together. And I think that's a wonderful thing. I think these are probably the two main throwback fighters in the 140-pound division. I won't say only. There are some throwback fighters there, right? But these are the two top throwback fighters, right? So I do believe they will be able to reach an agreement if everything is said and done. Y'all get in the comment section. Let me know who you think wins. Is it Subriel Matias, relentless pressure, heavy arms, just never stop coming forward, which will tire out somebody, because that means Devin Haney is going to have to be mobile the whole entire fight? Subriel Matias is not the fighter that you're gonna hit, and if he gets hurt, that's gonna make him hesitant. He does not hesitate no matter what you throwing at him. That's why this is such a tough matchup. You got people that think Devin Haney blows Subriel Matias out the water because he doesn't have any feet and he gets hits too much. And then you got people who feel Subriel Matias' pressure is just going to be too much for Devin Haney. Eventually, he's going to close the distance on him, trap him, go to work, and let him feel that power and maybe change the way Devin Haney thinks about fighting that fight, right? We all know Devin Haney doesn't run from the smoke, right? He simply controls distance and rage. He's very offensive, okay? Now, that would be a fantastic matchup. Who do I think will win? I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be honest. I think that Devin Haney has more tools in the tool belt. I think he has a far bigger arsenal than Subriel Matias, right? He's more athletic than Subriel Matias. He might even be quicker. I think, matter of fact, he is quicker than Subriel Matias, right? But I've never seen Devin Haney under the type of pressure that Subriel Matias can apply, right? They say that he's like the David Benavidez of his decision. It's not like Subriel Matias goes in there with no head movement. It's not like he doesn't parry shots away with his arms, right? He does take some shots, but so far he's been hit by some pretty hard power punches. So if Devin Haney can't match the power that he's at least felt already, Subriel Matias is going to keep walking him down. And I don't see Devin Haney hitting Subriel Matias with anything that's going to slow him down. But if there's anybody at 140 pounds who can outbox, who has the discipline to outbox Subriel Matias, it 100% sure will be Devin Haney. Devin Haney is fully capable of going a 12-round fight without making any mistakes. He's learned from every fight that he's had so far. Both of these fighters, I would say, have been in the ring with some great competition. They both have good resumes, even though Subriel Matias doesn't have the big names. He's fought some very quality opponents. My only thing is Devin Haney has fought the better competition and he's fought the more varied competition, which means that he's seen more looks. Okay, he's fought many different styles, and so he's been able to adjust and adapt and learn based off of that. I feel like the fights that Devin Haney had has prepared him for a fight with somebody as tough as Subriel Matias. Now, Subriel Matias, I don't think has ever been in a ring with anybody as athletic with a high IQ and a high skill ceiling as Devin Haney. So it'll be interesting to find out if he ends up following Devin Haney around for the majority of the fight, or if he in fact will be able to close the pressure and slow down some of Devin Haney's footwork with the body work that he usually does. Y'all get in the comment section. Y'all let me know who wins. Y'all let me know what tactic do you think Subriel Matias would need to employ to win. The Puerto Ricans already been in my comment section. They say they support any fight that Subriel Matias gets behind. Ness from the Boxing Voice is trying to have the fight happen in Puerto Rico, which would be massive. It would sell out. Puerto Rico deserves that fight. But I'll be honest with you, I think the fight should happen either in Vegas or Madison Square Garden at the very least in a big room. You understand? I think the Puerto Ricans in New York and from the island will fly out to New York for that fight. You understand? And I think that this would be one of the best fights that could happen at 140 pounds. Yeah. So y'all get in the comment section. Listen, as always, I'm going to take the time to thank you guys for checking out the content. Before I get off of here, though, I want to go over a little bit about what came out of Bill Haney's mouth and what came out of Panda's mouth so we can understand what's going on. And it won't be just coming from me because y'all know I like to show the receipts. So let's start it with this.
Oh, okay. Well, listen. Let me. Excuse me, Coach Panda.
What's going on, Bill? Okay. No, I'm saying at the end of the day, like I'm telling you, we're not the household name, brother. At the end of the day, Devin Haney is the household name. Devin Haney is who's going to tell us, what it is. I mean, we're not going to accede to everything. We got to negotiate. I'm a businessman too. Orengo's a businessman too. But at the end of the day, we know that we need Devin Haney. We need him to.
So what Panda is saying is that, see, and this is why I say Subriel Matias is not ducking any smoke. He's longing to get his name placed up there amongst the top fighters and the best fighters in the world. He feels like he deserves that title, but he needs the names. He's fought some great competition, but he needs the names. And what better name than Devin Haney, who just made this statement to showcase his abilities, win, lose, or draw. Even if Subriel Matias lost, right, it might have the Isaac Cruz effect, right? It might show that he can be in there with somebody like a Devin Haney. Maybe it'll give Teofimo Lopez the balls to fight him, right? Who knows? But all I'm saying is Subriel Matias' team sounds like they are willing to make concessions and go towards the smoke. Let's go.
To be able to make that fight and things like that. I'm not a dummy. I'm not an idiot. I'm not a, but we know we need Devin. We know we need Devin, and the Devin is the name. I mean,
okay, so right there, Panda is saying, Subriel Matias' team is saying they understand already that Devin Haney is the A side. So there's no issues with that part of the negotiation. Okay, let's go.
I can't tell you what negotiations Juan Arango wants to do or Pedro Cruz, but I can guarantee you that there's nowhere in their mind that they're thinking $4 million. I mean, if Billy gives us 10, we'll take them. But I mean, it's not. There's no way. I mean, I don't know where that number came from. And
Again, so they not even close to asking for $4 million. Excuse me, y'all. I got a little cold. I told y'all that in my last video. But so that $4 million thing that Bill Haney said, Panda the trainer saying they would never even ask for that. So that means that they are willing to accept a price. Because I think Subriel Matias understanding to beat Devin Haney, that will put you in a financial position that he's never been in before. If he beats Devin Haney, he will be Puerto Rico's next Tito Trinidad. Now, personally, I feel Sanders Hayes fights more like Trinidad to me, right? But Subriel Matias is by far right now the biggest name coming out of Puerto Rico, and deservingly so. Let's go.
And that was just by talking to the wrong individual.
Bill, good morning. How are you? What could you tell us over the situation?
One thing I can say is good morning. Shout out to the boxing voice, the voice of the people, the voice of the streets, and me. Shout out Coach Panda. You know, it was a hell of a weekend for boxing.
That it
Man,
was.
what about that performance Devin put in, man? Was that because I see that Ness is hot on his heels for something that, you know what I mean, that the fans can, want to hear, right? So what Devin did, Coach Panda, he said, Dad, what they talking about?
So he's saying that after the fight, social media is buzzing. So Subriel Matias' name is coming up because, as we know, within the last few months, Subriel Matias has been getting that shine that he should have been getting, but he's been getting noticed, right? So now Devin Haney is like, find out what that smoke is like. Find out if that smoke if it's fire over there or if it's just smoke. You understand? So Bill Haney gets on the phones and start making the rounds. Now, shout out to Devin Haney, first of all, for being the type of throwback fighter that didn't even take a week to enjoy his victory before he's always looking for the next king to conquer. He's already looking at another kingdom to take over. He's already looking at another jungle to become the king of. Right? Let's go.
What they talking about? So I said, Dad, they loving you. Everything is good. He said, yeah, well, what them dudes talking about? Who's next? What they talking about? I said, goddamn, Dad. You know what I'm saying? It ain't even the weekend yet. I said, it ain't even the weekend. So obviously, if you want to make this shit happen, you try to do your best to reach out. We reached out to.
So it was Devin Haney and them team who reached out, and that's not to say they wanted to guarantee make the fight, but they want to throw some numbers around and see what makes the most sense, right? And Subriel Matias' team, and the way that the fans, us, have been buzzing about Subriel Matias, that automatically qualified him as a candidate to be a fight for Devin Haney. Now, don't get it twisted. I know there's fans of Devin Haney. Oh, he'll walk through. Here, it'll be easier than with Regis. And then there's fans of Subriel Matias. Oh, he'll stop Devin Haney. He'll watch. The fact of the matter is, right? this is really a good fight that could go either way, but certain things have to happen for it to be really competitive either way. Devin Haney can outbox Subriel Matias for 12 rounds. We already know that. But what we don't know is how could he stand up to that type of pressure from a guy that tough. Subriel Matias just doesn't come forward. He's very tough. He's very, very durable. You're not going to be able to discourage him with 1 or 2 shots. You might sit him on his ass. He's still going to get back up and come for you. And, you know, he has the type of power that can damage you, that can hurt you. Right? So it's not like Regis Prograis, who only got a left hand, according to Devin Haney. According to Devin Haney and Subriel Matias has uppercuts, great uppercuts. He has hooks and short shots. Now, while it is true, he's going to have to close the distance to get on the inside. What a lot of us tend to forget is that Subriel Matias is 5'8", but has a 7.0. He has a 70-inch arm reach, which means he can fight you on the inside, or he can hurt you by putting you on the end of his shots. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't really know that mid-range would be, which is Devin Haney's primary best fighting range. Mid-range may not be the best place for Devin Haney to be. He may have to take an outside approach and fight Subriel Matias from the outside, because he don't want to be on the end of those punches either. You know what I'm saying? And if he's on the inside, Subriel Matias has the best inside game at 140. So Devin Haney is just going to have to move all around. Now, also, Subriel Matias, he doesn't do it much, but he can switch hit. So Devin Haney moving to this side or circling away from his power hand ain't going to work, because he got 2 power hands. So I'm really curious to see how this matchup will end up. And I think it's a fantastic fight. I think it will be massive in Puerto Rico, but I think it would also be massive in Madison Square Garden as well.
To negotiate with us, we reached out to teams that did want to. You guys went to the net, Coach Panda. You said it, expressed it there. I don't think no one behind the scenes took the initiative as much as they took the initiative on social media.
Okay, so he's saying everybody talking about it on social media, but nobody's really talking about it, right? Let's see. Let's skip around a little bit. Y'all go look at the Boxing Voice interview. It was there today. I'll link it in my description.
You know what I'm saying? There's no sleep. I got the best fighter on the planet, Coach Panda, and you know it. Listen, so I called the guy, nigga, I said, he says, listen, can I call you?
Okay, he's just talking about what he said when he spoke to Subriel Matias people. But here's what the main part of it.
Send a new proposal, whatever it is, because I got something that I can propose, right?
See, so now Subriel Matias team, Panda and them, said that they never asked for the $4 million. So Bill Haney asked them, send over another proposal. Well, then what proposal do? What are you asking for? Because I have a number I could throw out there. Listen.
Just send a new proposal, whatever it is, because I got something that I can propose, right? How much money did you guys make your last fight?
Our last fight wasn't Devin Haney.
I'm asking you, how much did you make?
Bill, come on, I'm not going to tell you how much.
And that's true, right? See, because just the way you can price yourself out by asking for too much, the person that is in charge of the A side, they can price themselves out by trying to pay too little, right? So I think that if his last fight made $200,000, Bill and them might offer $1 million, right? But I mean, maybe just 1.5, you understand? Between 1.5 and 2 million would be a good guarantee for that type of fight, because I'm pretty sure it's going to generate a lot more than that on the back end, right? But a lot of times, you know, they'll say, okay, you made 200,000 last fight, I'll pay you 800,000 this fight. And while it is a lot more than you initially made, it's still not worth the risk for a champion who's fighting somebody like, you know, that's like just don't be greedy. Be fair. You can be greedy, but be fair. Right, Bill? Be fair. Right? Devin is the A side. They've conceded that and everything like that. Now, if you was going to pay $800,000 or $1 million and have the fight in Puerto Rico, I think that's fair. Right? I think that would be a fair deal, but that's me. I don't have their bills. I'm really not in their pocket. I don't have a right to tell a man what his life is worth, because they do put their life on the lines. But, you know, at the same time, It sounds like Bill Haney is willing to negotiate and work out some things. It sounds like Panda, Subriel Matias team, because Panda don't really have the power. He's just the trainer. But it sounds like they're up for it and they're going to do what they can. So I think the only thing that we as fans can do at this point, now that we see that they are both willing to make the fight, if you don't want to see Subriel Matias fight somebody else, if you don't want to see Devin Haney fight somebody else, and you want to see them together, us, the fans, have to be very vocal. Anytime you see an interview with Devin Haney, Subriel Matias' name need to come up. Anytime you see an interview with Subriel Matias, Devin Haney name need to come up. We need to apply pressure for this fight to happen next. You understand? Get in the comment section out your feelings. As always, your boy asking you to hit the like button, subscribe if you new. Become part of the Tough Glove family. We're a small family, but we're a strong family. And you don't have to agree with everything I say. All you got to do is do what I do and love the sport of boxing. Tough Glove Boxing. We out.
You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here.